The power of small faithfulness. How $15 can change everything. When most people think about wealth, they think about numbers, big numbers. But the truth is, wealth doesn't start with money. It starts with faithfulness. If you can be faithful with $15, you can be trusted with $15,000. And if you stay faithful long enough, you'll realize you weren't building your portfolio, you were building you. If you're just getting started, I want to remind you, don't despise small beginnings. The market doesn't care if you invest $15 or $15 million. What it respects is consistency. Every week that you plant that seed, whether it's a stock, an ETF, or a dividend position, you're saying, I'm showing up. You're telling your future, I'm preparing for you. See, your first goal isn't to make a profit. It's to prove that you can stay in the game. Because that's where compounding begins. Not when you invest your money, but when you invest in faithfulness week after week after week, or month after month after month, consistently putting something in every paycheck. Every time you get a little extra money, tax season, you put a chunk of that in instead of spending it and blowing it. You don't need to know every ticker symbol or predict every trend. You just need to start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start where you are. The first deposit is the hardest, and the next 10 are habit, but the rest starts to become your history. That's what I call the slow 15 wealth. Slow because we're not in a rush. We're saving, we're learning. We're starting to own a position in some stocks or ETFs, and we're building wealth. Because every dollar represents a decision. You're not trying to get rich. You're trying to become trusted with your own financial future. So here's your challenge this week. Pick one thing you can be faithful with. Maybe it's your $15 a week seed. Maybe it's simply logging into your account and learning something new. But do it every week. Faithfulness compounds faster than interest. And that's the secret nobody teaches. Being faithful to put in what you say you're going to put in. Can you imagine the amount of money you would have if you put $1 a week in? You would have thousands of dollars by the time you retire. Now you start adding zeros to that. And if you start when you're 16, 18 years old and you did $10 or $15 a week, depending what percentage you make, you'd have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Just because you were faithful, putting in $10 a week. Add the zeros. Go into those fancy calculators that's all over the place saying if you put this much in every week or month and earn this much, it'll tell you how much you'll have in so many years. But it's faithfulness. Constantly. Every time you get paid, pay yourself. Week after week after week or month or every 2 weeks. And watch it grow. Because eventually, if you're consistent in this and you have enough time, you'll start to notice something. Man, last year I earned enough dividends to take care of a week of my pay. And eventually you keep going and you keep going and you'll be like, I just got enough to earn a month's pay. I'm 6 months' pay now. And there's going to be a tipping point. It's somewhere where you have a decision depending how old you are and what your goals are and what you want to accomplish. You're going to hit a place where it's like, man, I've just had enough dividends in a year to pay my salary. And you just keep going. And eventually you're going to say, I've got more than enough I could live off of if I wanted to, if I never put another penny in. That's faithfulness. But to do that, you got to start now. And you probably got to start in your 30s. Because time you hit your 40s and 50s, your 50s like I am, I'm probably going to have to put in a whole lot extra to get to that point. But I'm consistent. I'm watching it. I'm watching it from what I put in starting to make more than what I put in every year. It's pretty fascinating. I'm starting to watch, me fill out my Roth IRA and my base 35 and watching it grow to something more than what I put in. It's an awesome feeling. The awesome feeling is, you put in close to what you did that first year. But that second year, you're like, I know I'm putting in the same amount or maybe even less. Because when you first start, you start slamming in there as much as you can, and now I'm on a budget. So I'm putting in consistently the same thing every year from here on out. Or more. I may raise it if, you get raises and stuff. But you're putting in at least that, so you know what you're putting in. You know that number. So you expect the second year to look that big or bigger, and you expect it to take roughly a year. But it starts happening, I've already hit my year goal already, and it's only been 11 months in. So what's that going to look like next year? When am I going to hit that goal, of the base that I'm putting in? When is that going to turn into my 3-year goal? When is it going to take me 11 months or 10 months because of the dividend compounding and the stocks going up and down? It's just a fascinating journey. Faithful steps. You'll start seeing it at about year 2 or 3 of the power of compounding. You just have to be faithful in those first couple years. Stay faithful. In your journey from 0 to 10,000, stay faithful. That's your key, being faithful. I will commit to putting in X every time I get that paycheck. From now, for the next couple years, till I start seeing major movement and get really excited. Because you'll get those penny dividends. And you'll be like, yeah. But when you start getting dollars and $10 and $20 in 3 to 4 years, you are going to get excited about changing your financial future for you and your family and your organization, leaving something for someone else other than just for you to hope you can survive when you get older. Remember, we don't have money problems. We have priority problems. See you next time.